Oh, look who's coming. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I've only been on 2 bits of Prime stuff, which both bits were pretty exceptional.
Look at it. Look how cool he looks, doesn't he?
Just fucking rock.
He just looks so cool. It's like it seemed right onto. He's like an actual Don. He has an earring. There's a slight chain action there. Can you see a chain? There's a chain. It's a chain.
You're right, boys.
You're right, mate.
How are you doing?
Very good. You look stoned.
I was just about to say all that's needed for that look is a doobie.
Don't it?
I'll tell you what. I feel tired today. It's fun.
Yeah, I feel tired, mate. Go on.
I come off a night shift and then literally had posing clients back to back.
Yeah.
I couldn't even be bothered to train. I come out of the posing studio and I was just sacked off training.
Mate, you're killing it at the moment. It's so good to see.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's so nice. It's like, when you get the bigger, if you really care about someone or you like them, whatever, or even if they're a complete stranger, but you can see that they've done really, really well for something that there's such a simple thing when you look at it, but they make it because they love it so much into this big thing, and seeing them succeed in it is so good, especially when you're a mate. It's like, oh man, I can go to bed happy.
Yeah.
I know
what I mean, yeah. I feel the same about you, man. When I see you put your shit up, it's cool.
Yeah.
Like that girl that you put up, Transformation, the other day, I was like,
that was really cool. Yeah, really, really good.
That's cool, that is.
It's knowing that you're able to be a part of, like, you'll get it with posing, you'll get it with PT, we'll all get it with coachy bits. But when I don't know, I'm equally happy for the fact that they've reached their goal, of course.
Yeah.
I'm equally happy that the fact that I was able to be a part of that, like, it makes 100%. Me really happy. I'm like, that makes me happy, man, that I was able to help.
Yeah.
It's all right when you get a check-in and they're like, oh yeah, I'm really happy with this look this week. But then when you get one that's like, man, I went out the other day and someone complimented me and I've never had so many people say it, and you're like,
yeah,
that's what it's about, man.
Yeah, just like feel confident, just confident, isn't it such, we're confident guys, especially in the gym. I know there might be moments in our private lives that we're not going to be that confident, but seeing someone that really is lacking so much confidence in such simple things, or what we find simple and easy, is so heartbreaking, isn't it? It's like, just walk in a gym, just go into a gym. It's just a gym. But for some people, it's like, oh man, no, I just can't walk in a gym. That breaks my heart for something so simple as for me to do, and they can't do it.
That's zooming in on that. Oh, there, bro.
Who's that?
That's my sports therapist.
I see. He does home visits.
And cabinet maker as well.
Cabinet maker.
Yeah, literally, he come around today just to chill because we just watched the F1.
Yeah.
And then
he slave laboured me into making some flat pack.
Yeah.
Nice. You know the cabinet, is it a glass fronted heater for weed?
Nah, it's literally just because Maurice, all of her clothes are on the fucking floor because she won't ever. All of her drawers are like, the backs are falling out of them, and I was like,
yeah, those like flimsy cardboard backing.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're the worst. I know what you mean.
So, yeah. I just bought another set with some flimsy cardboard backing. So.
Yeah, just IKEA it, mate. Just IKEA it. Yeah. I've just put up a sofa, a table, like a garden table thing. IKEA is not too bad until you get down to like section 17 and it goes, so you need this toolkit. You have a look in the box and they don't have a toolkit.
Yeah, that was literally that.
And they expect you to have all of the right wrenches and all the right Allen keys. It's like, what are you doing, Swedish turds? You know what I mean? Sammy, we were just discussing what our sort of like top 5 or top 3 favorite pieces of gym equipment. So like machine wise. So I what did I say? I said possibly.
More specifically branding.
Or branding, sorry. So I said, and I'm not really too fussed on the branding. I don't really know much, but I'd go Hammer Strength, Panata, and I'd go Prime.
As in brands?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're talking brands, Panata's absolutely crushing it right now.
Yeah.
I think you can't take away from Life Fitness.
Yeah,
They
that
have
stuff is really good.
fucking awesome shit that just still lasts.
Yeah.
Panata, Life Fitness. I'm not really a big hammer strength guy,
Yeah.
especially their plate lifting stuff. I find a lot
can't.
of plate hammer stuff just doesn't give me a good connection.
I can't work with the plate loaded hammer. Like the incline press is like so high. I'm like, ugh, I'm almost like shoulder pressing it. Do you?
I hate their shoulder press. Their shoulder press when you sit into it and push it back.
Yeah.
I hate that thing.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite hammer strength bits.
I tried that today on my shoulder, ruined, like inside, like bad, as in bad. I did like 2 reps. I'm like, it's pushing me too far back here.
Yeah, I actually just don't think it's functional very well.
Yeah.
Like for actual building muscle, I don't get off of those machines and feel like I have achieved anything. I would rather get on a fucking flat incline bench press and build a shelf the proper way.
I've literally just thought about this. The most disappointing. Well, here we go. What's the most disappointing exercise machine that you've ever used? What I mean by that is when you've got in it, you go, oh, it looks wicked, but you just don't feel it in that. See you later, mate. Bye. You kind of just don't feel it in. So you
should get him on the podcast because he's nerdy as fuck, and he's just doing his first show, and his transformation is ridiculous.
I'll get him on. Can you get him to message me? Message him get him on his phone, and then you've gone into a machine, you've gone into a piece of equipment, and you're like, right, this looks like I'm going to feel it so good. What I say is side lateral machines. They are the most appealing. I look at them, I'm going to hit my delts massive because they're like the biggest bit. I just want to grow mass. I want big cap delts. And I'm like, I love raises. I love lateral raises. And I get in it and I'm like, that's weird. I got to have my hand like here. And I'm not one piece of side lateral piece of equipment machine I've ever used that I've gone, that's sick. Unless you change my mind.
I've used 2. The Panata one is awesome.
Oh, the standing one, actually.
And they do there's a brand that's you don't really ever see about much because it's very niche, but they do it at Crayford's, and that's by a brand called Olympus.
Right.
And Olympus have got like a really fancy one. It's like the floor's adjustable.
Yeah.
Like all of the bits on the top are adjustable. Even the levers move out and swivels. Like it's really good.
I've just never found the perfect one. Now that Panata one's great, but I've got to hold and grip something, and I'm a bit of a fan of not having to hold any. I know I do dumbbell raises and I do cable with the D handle raise. I do all that, but I've not found the most perfect machine. The perfect one would be the Panata, but attaching like a cuff thing to here or something. I got you.
The long arm one.
I got him. Sorry, Joe. And that was an inside. That was an inside joke. I did all of that. I'm so good at acting, man. Basically, me and Sam were having a chat through the old gram about cuffs the other day.
Right.
They're overused hype bullshit.
Fully agree with that.
Of course, they are.
The best bodies in the world were built without cuffs.
Yeah.
Yes, probably. Do you reckon Phil Heath ever used a cuff?
No.
Just got to
do you think Ronnie Coleman ever used cuff? Do you think Lee Priest ever used cuff?
Ronnie, yeah. Ronnie, you imagine Ronnie Coleman walking with his bare feet, 5-finger toe shoes, and he's got he's got a baggy XXL t-shirt on, and he walks in with a cap backwards, and he like sets up and he's writing in a logbook for like 25 minutes. He's like sat there like, right, here we go. He like springs his phone up, takes a couple selfies and has a chat on Instagram, and then puts his cuffs on and whips out some lateral raises. Do you reckon Ronnie does that?
Yeah, mate, all day, every day.
Yeah. Haven't we become like, no offense to any, because they've got great physiques who do these things, but hasn't it become so like?
I'm not saying they don't work. They work.
Yeah.
They're just not necessary. I feel like people that do them, no offense, obviously don't have a strong enough connection with their muscles to be able to do it without.
Yeah.
Because like the worst one for me is, I mean, the cuff lateral raise is not even that bad, but I've seen cuffed fucking lat pull downs now.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Cuffed flies with your pecs. Like fucking
seen-
Hang on, I swear James Hollingshead did that cuffed elbow lat pull down.
No, he didn't.
He did.
No, he
Wait,
didn't.
James Hollingshead did that. You keep talking, boys. I'll keep talking and I'll show you.
This is where I can't say anything because if Hollingshead did it, it's got to be all right.
I know, this is what I mean. Let me search.
Like you, I would not ever argue with Hollingshead about anything with how to build my...
Neither would I.
To be fair, like cuff.
Did you see the other day when he done? I think it was 6 plates for 17 reps on a squat.
Yeah.
That is
And
mental, isn't it?
I was like, what's the actual fuck?
What this video here?
That's fine.
No, it was on his YouTube channel.
Oh, was it?
And it went with a safety
This was
bar.
the one rep, wasn't it? And he just walks up. Oh no.
It won't,
Stupid of me. How silly of me to think that he would just do one rep.
It went with a safety bar. It was just like a standard bar, and he done 17 reps, 6 plates aside.
It's mental, isn't it? It's just
Yeah.
I don't think there's many people that are stronger than him.
No,
I'd agree.
absolute Viking, isn't he?
Especially with legs,
Yeah.
because I think Sando was stronger than him in the upper body, but I think Hollingshead's king with legs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sando was a prince with the upper body, mate.
Are they opening a new King's gym? Did I say, or a third? Or
Yeah, I don't know whether
they're getting rid of the Croydon one.
they're getting rid of the Croydon one, because to be fair, the Croydon one was battered. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it did need a revamp.
the main first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went there a couple of times. I stayed in London for a week. I trained there. I trained at Muscleworks as well. That was pretty cool.
That's
Well,
one that I haven't been to yet.
Yeah, Muscleworks is pretty good.
I personally think Orpington's a bit overrated.
Yeah.
It's very good for pictures for the gram.
Is it?
Yeah, it looks clean as fuck. Like,
Oh, it is. Yes.
Orpington. If you go Orpington, you're really, really pushed to find a better looking gym. But the choice of the selection of equipment, I'm just not a fan of. I'm not saying it's bad.
I quite like the lying. It's the first time I use this. It's a lying plate loaded fly, but the pads roll in your elbow bit. That feels great, man. Your pecs get activated so quick on that.
There's a gym about an hour from me that I think I'm going to again Monday morning called Real Strength.
Is it good?
Just opened up down in Portsmouth.
Yeah. Is it?
If you look at their Instagram page, Real Strength, you can see the kit they've got.
Us three need to meet up, don't we?
But you need to get your ass down here, bro.
I know. I'm trying. No, that's naff, isn't it? Trying. You either do or you don't. I'd say I'm don't at the moment.
You're in too many pies. That's what it is.
I know, too many bum holes. That's my issue.
I think we need to link up and go to a pure gym.
What,
I've done a fair bit of my last prep on a pure gym because I kept coming back. Yeah, because it was at the time where I was literally going to a show every other weekend to support clients and that. And then on top of that as well, we had the Arnolds. So I ended up using my mate's pure gym pass, and I was doing all my cardio there, and sometimes my training in there and that. Yeah, all right, bro. They get a bad rep,
mate,
but they've got enough there.
A gym is a gym. A gym is a gym.
Gym is a gym. You'll get a session in it. Yes, I was using the literal heaviest dumbbells in there, but I still felt my chest when I came out.
Well, on 12 kilograms. That's very good.
I think they went up to 40s or they weren't 45s. I think they went up to 40s.
What's 60 kilo in pounds?
It's like 120, give or take.
Is it kind of like double?
135,
it's 2.2 in it, and it
60 kilogram in pounds. 130. Yeah. It's always quite useful, or not useful at all. It's always quite interesting to see your big pros like pressing. You're like, oh, okay, but they all work in pounds over in America, and a lot of them. Just like, I wonder. So I'm pressing 130 pounds today. Is that any good? Is that respectable?
Yeah, it's very respectable.
Yeah.
I saw a really interesting comment James Hollingshead made.
Yeah.
And I was, that's what it's about. And he said, you know, do you feel like 6 plate squats that you just done was necessary? And Hollingshead was like, necessary for me.
Yeah.
Might be necessary for you. He went, I've seen guys with fucking insane quads that only do 2 plates.
Yeah.
He went, strength is relative. and this is why I've always harped on to people about this whole pushing for PBs. You'll never see me post about a PB because a PB means shit when you get on stage.
Yeah.
But ultimately, at the end of the day, you can keep adding weight and adding weight and adding weight. But if you're not actually feeling that weight, and I always call it pushing through your bones, you can always tell when someone squats, benches, or something, and they have connection.
Yeah.
As opposed to someone that pushes through their bones.
I would say you notice. This isn't a sex toy, by the way. It's just some random shit.
Just literally looked like he pulled out his ass.
It does smell quite nutty, actually. You can always tell that fact whether they have control of their muscle or not is at the, I would say, bottom and the top of each exercise.
100%.
So let's say bottom and the top of a squat. If they're using their muscles, they have this elegant bounce to it. It's not a bounce, but it's like
there's a tempo.
It's a pause and it's like waves, I would say. It's not like clashing against people that push through their bones. From what you say, what I think of that is like a stop and like
There's no rhythmic tempo.
Very good words there. Rhythmic tempo.
There was a dude that used to come to my gym who I gave quite a fair bit of advice to, but it's just he's just someone that just wouldn't take it on. Either he didn't take it on or he didn't actually know what I meant. But the way he pulled about 70% of the way down in his squat was absolutely spot on, good tempo. That last 25-30%, he just drop it straight into his knee. You saw his knee shoot forward over his knee. As he came up, his hip rose, and he's just grinding straight for his back. And it's that he had good tempo on the way down, didn't know how to control it at the bottom.
Yeah, man, it's you see it a lot. What's like the latest? What's the
some of the thickest quads ever, and he don't squat too much. John's quads are better now when he'll rep out 2 or 3 plates than because John once done 5 plates for 20 reps.
Yeah.
But his quads weren't as good as they are now. He's doing fucking 3 or 4 plates for like his 10 to 12s.
Yeah.
With more control and it's strength's relative. It is all relative. So don't focus on so much the PB. Focus on the amount of strain and tension you're able to create through your set.
Yeah, I've never used a logbook.
Never. No. Dorian's the only geezer that used a logbook, and he tore every muscle in his body.
To be fair, like going back to what you were saying, Sam, about getting PBs every session, like this off season that I'm in now, it's the first time that I've ever used a logbook, and going into each session, it is helping because it's keep me on point with what I think I need to hit. I do agree with the fact that if you're not feeling it at the end of it, and going back to what James was saying, if you're not feeling it, it's not necessary for you.
Yeah.
And it's not suited to your sort of training. For me, like getting that extra rep on whatever weight I was on, or getting another couple of kilos than what I was on last week, for me, I feel as if it's working quite well.
Yeah. I must do a lot of eyeballing, I do. So I'll have just like a reference point from my last session, because my memory's not that bad. I can just remember from last session. And I go, oh yeah, I remember I picked the 42s up for 11 times. Today, I'm going to make sure I do that twice or 3 times or go up to 12 reps. I'll just always have that in my mind constantly. I'll just have those little things like, right, let's try that.
You don't even always have to do that. You can add another set.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I was like, okay, I'll match last week, but I'll do it twice or 3 times.
What's your sort of training? How many sets do you tend to do?
So on almost every single exercise I do, apart from the big compounds like a squat, a rack, pull, a stiff leg deadlift, a bench press, everything else, I always do about 3 sets, 2 straight sets and an intensifier, such as like a rest pause or a drop set or a cluster set, muscle round, something like that. That's typically, by the way, that is not every time, and that's not every workout or that's typically what I'd go right. And on my main compound, what I quite like to do at the beginning of every session, this isn't set in stone either, I just work up. I go, right, I'm going to do 10 reps a set. I'm going to start with 20 kilo, and I'm going to keep going until I find I can't keep adding more weight now. I've reached my max for the reps given of 10. And then once I've done that, I'll repeat for a second time and off I go.
I've got sort of a loose, it's sort of similar to yours, but mine's like it's just a loose format that I'll just take across all my training.
Yeah.
And I usually do a primer to get lubricated, to get myself ready for it, to get the blood.
Like on back day, for example, you do a pullover like I do.
Yeah, pullover, or you can do like a mid row as well to prime the rhomboids and the traps. So I'll do a primer. The primer will only be 3 sets because it's not a pre-exhaust. It's a primer.
Yeah, we're exactly the same at the moment.
Then I'll go into a compound straight away because I want to utilize the maximum amount of energy I've got for that big lift. And I'll usually start off with a set of 10. Then I'll move it up to a set of like 8, and then I might do a 6 to 8, and then I'll finish off on a 5 to 6.
Yeah, you're very similar to me. I do that.
Sometimes I'll swap it out and I'll do 5 by 5.
Yeah, that's cool. That's quite interesting.
I like 5 by 5. So, and then after that, then I'll do like your accessory work. So then that will come like, so if you're hitting chest, or no, not chest. So if you're hitting like back, you'll typically do a primer like a mid row or a pullover. Then you'll hit like your barbell row or your landmine row.
Yeah.
And then after that, the accessory work comes with like your upper trap rhomboid area. So I'll hit maybe like some kind of like rear pulley or like a high row or something like that. And then I'll go on to a finisher, and finisher for like back would usually be like a single arm movement where I can really feel good connection.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I'll just look at everything like that. So you prime, compound, accessory, finish. And obviously it varies because of the different sizes of each muscle.
Yeah.
You won't necessarily need a ton of accessories for, say, biceps, triceps, and hamstrings.
Yeah.
But you do for a back day because your back's a lot bigger. So you have to hit more target areas.
Yeah. Typically I go primer compound. That's definite on almost literally every workout I do. I would say I do that. Yeah. Prime, warm up, feeder, whatever you want to call it. Get that muscle ready. Go and train, big compound lift. And then I'll do machine accessory with whatever, free weights or machines, about 3. But on the last one, it would be more almost like similar to what the prime would do, just really exhaust specifically a certain area of my back right at the very end. So if it's like, let's say I want to focus on my lats on that day, I'm going to find an exercise very similar to a pullover where all of my lats are working and nothing else really.
Yeah.
And just keep going, and not absolutely annihilating. It could just be one set.
I feel like guys nowadays hit their upper back too much and they don't focus on their lats. Yeah, I think your lats on a back day should be getting at least 2 to 3 movements in. Yeah, because it's the predominant part of your back, and it's also what's going to transform your back when you're posing.
Yeah.
Whereas upper back is really like it gets used so much with other things that you can, like, even rear delts. When you hit rear delts, you're still hitting your rhomboids and you're still hitting your mid trap. So
do you ever think a bigger trap will make the physique look narrower?
It can do, yeah.
That's what I've always personally, in my opinion, you see physique competitors, the ones with board shorts, their traps aren't overly sized, and what that allows their shoulders to do is to look more broad. I would say when you're up top, you're going to look like this, aren't you? And you're going to start looking narrow.
I actually find directly working the traps causes a lot of problems for people with muscle imbalance and like alignment issues.
Yeah.
You tend to find guys
that a lot of neck issues.
Sorry?
Yeah.
I tend to get a lot of neck issues when I work predominantly traps.
Yeah. You'll tend to. I don't think traps is saying that. I personally don't directly ever work my traps.
No.
And in like that old golden era physique, they never did. Like you never saw the guys with the great big necks and stuff back in the day. And I do feel like it hinders you with regards to.
Yeah. it's funny you were saying this because I've only the last 2 weeks, I have 2 trap movements every like 3 or 4 days. They're like a shrug. I do 2 shrug variants. And the reason why I've done that is because I wanted to add more stuff in my training to allow me, or not allow me, but I increase my calories. So I thought, right, I've got enough in here. I'll add a couple of exercises in the week to give me more. So I thought, fuck yeah, I'll add some shrugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could add triceps, but I think everything for me is going pretty well and I'm quite proportionate. Mate, I'm so excited for me and you to start
never
prep.
have 2 big triceps, man.
I'm so excited for me and you to start prep. You're not prepping this year, Joe, are you? No. How cool would this podcast be at the start? We could talk about it, and every week we're kind of going like, and then dying come the end. And Joe's basically running a podcast because he's fat. He's got loads of energy.
Mate, it's going to be interesting. I'm debating though whether, I don't know.
You're scared about you're scared that you haven't grown enough? Well, I have. I'm definitely scared of that.
I've definitely grown enough. I'm massive at the moment.
Yeah, I'm worried. I'm always worried.
Me, I'm not like, yeah, I'm fucking massive, but for me, I'm massive. John,
I'm massive.
John estimates we've gained 4 kilos in the last year.
Nice.
I was actually saying this to Em earlier, because she's dieting this year for a show, and she's experienced like a few things already with, like, for example, like Pepsi Max is just that like sweetener.
Oh man,
yeah. How that great. Alone livens you up. There you go. Literally.
Yeah.
You ain't got a 2 litre bottle though, have you, bro?
No, 1.2 later. This is 1.25.
Oh, you're making me thirsty now, boys.
It's those little things that I just seem. It's like we were saying, Matt, about the two different ends of eating. You're either force feeding or you're either starving. It's the part and parcel of this. It's those little things where just a simple sip of a Pepsi Max can.
Yeah, man. It would be a few things for me. I'd chew on celery. That got me going. I'd drink some fizzy pop. That got me going. Chewing gum got me going.
It's these things that are just so directly linked to prep.
Yeah.
Nobody else would actually realise.
Cucumber and sweetener.
I did that. That is actually quite nice.
Really? I'm going to try that tonight, and I'll tag you in it, boys. I'll give you a live review.
Tag me, that's perfect.
Oh, okay. I'll tag you both. Yeah. Okay.
I first saw it on Kerry Sexton's.
Huh?
I first saw it on Kerry Sexton's Instagram.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Bikini IFBB Pro.
Oh.
Oh,
okay. He's grown very well with Callum, right?
Mate, I was shocked because I was in Poland.
His rear delt just looked like a car tire, like hanging off the side of his shoulder.
Joke, mate.
I'm like, what's that? What is that piece of meat?
This is where you realise that genetics are real. Because I was in Poland with Cal, and what was it? And I turned around and said, "Oh yeah, fucking Mark's looking mad." Because Cal coaches him. I was like, "Mark's looking insane, man. He looks like he's put on about fucking 5 or 6 kilos." And he went 7, and I went, "What's he running?" He went, "Oh, he's only on 125 test." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "I'm just fucking gonna give up."
That's mental.
Yeah, just genetics, man. Genetics. Obviously, he trains like a motherfucker as well.
So do we, though. This is the thing that really grinds on me and pisses me off. I was talking to someone today about it, and I'm like, have I grown? I said to him, have I grown? I'm like, of course you have. You look completely different from when you started last year before your prep. I'm like, I appreciate that. I don't think I've grown at all. Have I just wasted my time and money here? I work, I have to say, and you can admit this isn't being like overly confident or being cocky, but I swear I work as hard as an IFBB pro. I work so hard in the gym, man.
You probably do, man. But
I don't see them. What I work to the bone, and look at me. I'm like, what's the fucking point?
We was watching a Lee Priest thing the other day, and obviously everyone asked Lee Priest the same questions, didn't they?
Yeah.
How'd you get your arms so big? Because his arms was just insane. Best arms of all time.
Yeah, man, they're my favourite.
And someone was like, what's the secret to arms? And he went, I probably don't do anything different to what you do.
Yeah.
It's called genetics, you can't.
It's so good, isn't it? It's like, yeah, it's mental, man. It's just, you've got those elite out there that just are, they were born. What is it? Yeah, but what I want to know is the science behind it. Why are they superior to build muscle
and
than
it's
me?
something to do with my inhibition of myostatin, so I've heard. So like they're supposedly within their physical being, they have like a inhibition. They have myostatin inhibitors.
Yeah, it's just like if you were back in like Viking times, you would have just like petty humans like us that would just be, and then but you would always have like in every tribe 1 or 2 big blokes that would just they would lift the same amount of wood as you, chop the same amount of trees, lift the same amount of rocks, but they would just grow big, and you'd probably, and they were the dominant ones, and they were the ones that would be creating more offspring.
Yeah, because they got that natural higher test.
We're just built for picking berries. That's
mate, you've only got
for gathering.
My wrists and my hands. Like, I'm a born artist, mate. I was born. Yeah, 100%. That's why I studied art and animation for gaming when I was in university.
I wish I could make games, mate. That would be one of. Oh, talking of games,
actually killed my love for art, to be honest. Doing it.
Oh, really?
It really, yeah, because it's not. There's a lot of mathematics involved when you're using software and programs.
Yeah, I can see that.
I
just love out of it.
Pick up when I've been drawing since I was 6 years old. I just wanted to pick up a pen and paper.
Yeah.
That's why they said, like, when Disney got started making Pixar, they said a lot of like top quality animators just went completely out of business.
Yeah, because it changed, didn't it? It isn't that Lion King. It's now the Moana style.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to say I like both. Have you seen Encanto?
No, I keep meaning to watch it.
It's wicked, mate. It's got. Have you ever watched Coco?
No.
Oh, I'd say they're similar, but there was no point in that. Very sing-songy. I know every Disney's a sing-songy. Talking of games, I was just playing downstairs. Any of you heard of a game called Little Nightmares?
No.
Oh, mate. Give you a run through. You're a tiny little person. I'm assuming you're a little boy. Tiny. You're wearing a little yellow raincoat, little hood, cute little thing. And it's kind of like very platform based. So you're playing from left to the right of the screen. Does that make sense?
I think I saw it advertised. It's very like simplistically designed, but
yes,
bold. And
if you love art, you need to play this game, because the whole it's like a piece of art. Each screen, like each level, you're a little character, and it's very dark and it's puzzle based. You've got like pull out drawers, climb up little. You're a mini person, so you climb on top of toilets. But you are in the house, or it could be a mansion maybe, of these weird evil creatures that kill things. And you've got to kind of like dodge them and stay really, really quiet and hide in the shadows, and then make a noise over there by dropping a glass jar. That smashes, they run over to that, then you run around a corner to get through. It's kind of like that sort of game. It's wicked, mate. Don't play it in the dark by yourself because you'll pee your pants. Yeah, mate, it's one of them. It's like
show actually that's like quite edgy in that. It's made by that M. Night Shyamalan.
What's it called?
It's called The Servant, and it's on Apple TV.
Yeah.
So if you sign up to Apple TV now, they give you free 3 months subscription.
I want to watch that on Apple TV. Have you seen C?
Seen them all. They're really good.
Oh, I really want to watch that.
It's so good.
I've seen a lot of good things about that.
Yeah,
There's
mate.
Some weird incestual shit going on in it though.
Sounds even better.
But it's an absolutely epic TV show, and they're still going to carry on with it. It's not funny.
So how's your train? So how's your training and how's diet at the moment? Training going well?
Yeah, really well. It's going so well with everything. How I'm feeling within myself, how strong I'm feeling. Had no like niggles, aches, pains, or complaints. I've put on tissue in all the right areas that I wanted to put it on.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my physique's going to be even more complete than it's ever been. I'm sitting at a leaner composition at this weight that I've never ever held before. I can't really grumble with anything like at all, other than the fact that I'm just sick of eating. sick of eating. Man.
I was telling Joe yesterday. Yeah, I was telling Joe yesterday how I sat in the car and really, because I'm a bit of a foodie, it's only taken me to now, as of yesterday, and I was force feeding cream of rice down my gob in the car, heaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's long, isn't it? It's. I never thought that I would, because I've never pushed an off season ever, because I've never really had to. I've never.
Yeah.
I've been lifing it and just living the bodybuilding life, and now that I am a competitor, I've now had to have an off season, which is bizarre. And I've always seen an off season as just the best part, and I actually think it's the worst part now.
I think
I think it's the worst part. I really enjoy prep because I love the productivity, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just absolutely done with it. But I've only got a month left, and then we start prep. I'm also looking forward as well, because I've been blasting. I'm looking forward to bringing it down to a bit of a cruise for a while.
Yeah.
What are you running, Sammy? And what are your calories at?
My calories are at 3,660, and which ain't a lot to some people, but I'm not a big eater and I've got a pretty small waist, so it fills me the fuck up. Like, that's a lot of calories for me. I know there's some bikini girls on 4,000 calories, but it's all relative, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm running 300 test, 100 MPP, and I'm supposed to be on 400 primo, but I've only been running 200 because I'm getting really good benefits from just running the 200.
Because you got your brain screwed on, that's why.
Yeah.
Not that you hear that very often. What's MPP? NPP? November? Papa.
Nandrolone propionate.
What's that?
It's basically like a refined version of Deca.
Oh.
So,
and you've used both?
Yeah, I've used both. I used Deca when I was very, very young, though. So the benefits that I would have seen from Deca back then wouldn't have really. And the only reason I actually asked to implement that in, because I actually asked John to put that in. I was like, can we use MPP? And that was just because I'm getting old as fuck and things are hurting, bruv. So, and it's incredible.
Mate, it makes everything so smooth.
It does.
Really?
Yeah. If you have any niggles, man, it is awesome. Just a little 100 milligram a week, nothing crazy. And it just absolutely makes you like, and the beautiful thing with the Primo is it cancels out any sort of side effects that you might feel from, because they always call it Deca Dick, don't they?
Yeah, they call Primo a cleaner one, don't they? Or whatever you would class that.
Primo, yeah. Primo you can run anything from 400 to, I've known people run up to 1,500 a week, and it's still relatively safe, like dosages. That's why they say that women can tolerate it quite well.
Yeah,
and women utilize Primo quite a lot because it's so much more like the androgen side of it is a lot safer.
I haven't got long until I start my prep. I haven't got long either. I think what my plan is going to be, I'm going to spend the next 4 weeks basically getting into that prep mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So last time I was in prep, it was almost I flicked a switch or opened a new door to eating like a stupid idiot to
I just switch.
You know what I mean? And I'm now in prep.
Yeah.
Whereas this time I've learnt my lesson big time with a lot of things. One being, don't bother ruining all your progress because you've got to get it all back off again. That was one big rule. Yeah, man.
Oh, I've seen
4 weeks clean up. Now I can be in that mindset. I can be doing my cardio before, and I'll just change from 20 minutes to 30 now, or 30 to 40 by that time. It's a 10-minute change. And then, do you know what I mean? I'd rather be starting and I'd rather have longer. I don't doubt the fact that I'll make any mistakes or not, because I never did. I didn't eat off plan one bit, man. I didn't even have an M&M off plan. I did everything I could. So I don't doubt that for a second. It's just if things happen, if I get ill or I haven't been losing quick enough or need to change something, I've got a long time for that change to.
I cheated once on prep, actually.
What did you have?
It was quite a funny story. So it was actually a high day.
Right.
John had given me a refeed, and he said, make some homemade burgers.
Yeah.
So I made some homemade burgers, right? But then Maurice wanted some homemade burgers. So she only wanted one bun, and they were brioche buns, bro. And I was like, I ate my 2 burgers with the bun, and there's just this one British bun sitting in there on its own. And I was so I literally went and then walked in like that. You know, babe? Like, and then, but I couldn't lie though. As soon as I spoke to John, I was like, bro, I had an extra British bun. And he was like, yeah, it's all right. It was a high day. Like, don't worry about it.
Do you reckon he looked down like that as well? Do you reckon John looked down and was like, yeah, it's okay. It was a high day. Do you reckon he answered it like that in his head before he texted you?
Yeah. He was like, don't worry about it. It's sweet. It's cool.
Yeah, there were loads of occasions as well when my coach was like, go and have a Domino's. I want you to go and have a dirty pizza. There's no science behind that at all. He just wanted me to do it. And it would be that was a good handful of times. And every time I said, I'd rather just bump my current meals up in the day. I'd rather just eat more of what I'm currently eating, because pizza's just going to make me feel like arsehole anyway.
Yeah, John actually stipulates on off-plan meals is like no pizza.
Yeah.
He actually stipulates that. Actually, he stipulates what he would like you to eat.
Yeah,
it's only 2 things.
Yeah.
It's sushi or a burger and fries. That's it.
Nice. Yeah, I always just go home. We've always spoken about this before, haven't we? For clients and things, I just say homemade burgers, or make yourself a homemade pizza. Cool. Or whatever, homemade sushi if you can do it at home. But it's always home cooked stuff I choose, because they've got rarely any chance to fuck up there, because they're making it themselves, aren't they? I know you can chuck whatever you want in it, but you boys got any questions from the thingy? From Q&A?
I did actually get one.
Did you?
I only got the one, but there's still something.
I don't know if it's still going to be on there. Do I have to go? What time did I do it? Yes, we were okay. I actually got quite a few.
I bet Matt got fucking like tons.
I got quite a few. It's funny ones.
It's always Matt's leading this bit.
Have you got any questions?
Right.
Go on, then.
Shag, marry, and kill.
Shag, marry, kill.
Ronnie Coleman, Chris Bumstead, Nick Walker.
I would kill Ronnie Coleman. Marry Bumstead. I would kill Ronnie. Hang on. I'd kill Ronnie because he's in a wheelchair now anyway. He ain't going to do anything for me. See? Okay, so I'd kill Ronnie. I'd marry Bumstead, and I would. Was it?
Yeah.
Was it Nick Walker?
It was Nick Walker.
Yeah, he's got a pretty face. All right, mate.
I'd swap around Bumstead and Nick.
You would what? You would fuck Bumstead?
Yeah.
What? Marry Nick?
Dude, he's fucking.
Use a fucking got it wrong. You would marry Ronnie Coleman.
Would you?
Yeah. Think who you've got to hang around with all the time. I'm like, what is up, YouTube? Like, nah, sorry, mate. He's boring.
He is pretty boring.
He's boring. Bumstead boring. You watch a half an hour Bumstead YouTube video and you're gone like 10 minutes in. If that.
He is pretty boring, isn't he, on his videos?
He's a lovely guy. He really is. But he's boring.
Yeah.
Nick Walker just sounds like he's swallowed a load of helium. I couldn't live with that voice all the time.
Okay.
And then you've got Ronnie Coleman that is just like, yeah, buddy, yeah, boy.
But you live with Ronnie's voice over Nick's.
Hell yeah.
Really?
Who would? As if you wouldn't be motivated to wake up listening to Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. He's having a shit.
Ronnie, I'm just off to the gym, bro. Okay, baby, you get it that way, baby.
While he's looking like Dr. Xavier running to the kitchen after you, like, go on.
Yeah. I'll be motivated to marry and live around Ronnie Coleman. And then you would fuck Bumstead because he's the prettiest one, and then kill Nick because he's ugly as shit.
Yeah. Joe, any more questions?
No, that's the only one I got.
You got them. Okay. Sam, you got any questions, mate? You need to become really cool like me.
No, isn't it? I'm trying.
I know.
You know, it is what it is. No, I didn't get a fucking single. Do you know what annoys me about this? Is that all my friends watch me, and they all like look at the stories that I post. Not one of those fuckers asked me a question.
It's annoying, isn't it?
It's like
I get
you
random
know,
people, and I look at my
one-
personal people I know in the real world. I'm like, you fuckers, you actually know me.
Yeah.
Ask me a question, mate.
Yeah, just one question, bruv. Out of your day.
Following on from that, so I put a story up a couple of days ago about being like scared before a set or before training.
Yeah.
And I got so much activity from that. Like, but
What,
then
in your pants?
yeah.
Yeah, thought so.
But then you get a question one like that, and then it's just a fucking ghost town.
Yeah, I know.
Well, okay, there you go. What?
It's because they're scared. I think they're worried about what we will think of their question, if it's going to be good enough or not.
True.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. I got a few. I kind of wanted to start with this one. Okay, so pick one. A live hamster up your butt or swallow a live spider?
Swallow a live spider.
What, and feed it down there, running like twiggling down your throat into your belly?
Ain't gonna last long enough. Once it's gone.
What sort of spider are we talking? Tarantula? You'll choke actually on that, baby.
It's got to be a doable one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, a daddy long legs.
Yeah, easy.
Oh, mate. What about you, Joe? Live hamster up your butt or swallow a live spider?
I mean, it's got to be the spider in it.
I thought you were a hamster up the butt kind of guy, actually.
I did debate it.
We know what you are, Matt.
I'm a gerbil up the butt, actually. Thank you very much. I would go spider, to be fair. About a minute, and it'll stop wriggling when it hits your stomach acid, mate. It's like...
Yeah, exactly. I'd actually like to see a camera inside and watch it go.
That's how it would die, mate. Just like that. The noises, I think. This is quite a clever one. Why is it okay to eat chicken but not cat?
Who said it was wrong?
Was the person that asked it Asian?
Was the person who asked it Asian?
So funny if they are.
You can't actually. If I click it, it says send a message to them, but they've got a private thingy. I think I can still. No, they don't look Asian.
I don't know. It's the whole
society, isn't it? We just don't eat cats.
I mean, cats aren't very meaty either.
It's more like you wouldn't eat your dog because you can pet it and you can walk it and it.
You bet a chicken, mate.
Yeah, chicken just.
Yeah, but you can walk a chicken. You can walk a chicken.
Really. You can herd a chicken.
Herd. So you think you could herd a chicken and not walk a chicken?
You're not technically walking it, though, are you?
What? Because it's walking you? Because it's a bit independent. These chickens, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Yeah. If you put a leash on a chicken, it's walking you, isn't it?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
On the podcast right now.
Who's this?
That's Maurice.
I'm going to. I'm trying cucumber and sweetener later.
Fuck. She just hang up on me.
She knows she's on the podcast. That's why, mate. She doesn't want to say something naughty. Next question.
I'm on the podcast, babe.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Next one. Would you rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Darth Vader?
Talk like Yoda.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be so wise. Do you know what I mean?
Like, people would choose to just talk like Yoda. No one would choose to breathe like Darth Vader.
Oh, I was going to do his voice and I ain't going to be like, pass. That was terrible, man. It would be like you'd say, pass me the Coke, you shall.
Imagine being backstage coaching your client, just sounding like Yoda. You'd be so wise. Everyone's just in awe of you.
Yeah, man. They would start bowing, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
To the north. Or whatever, really. Would you rather buy all underwear? Oh, huh?
Take this train, you must.
Yeah, there you go. Would you rather buy all used underwear or all used toothbrushes? Would you rather buy?
Oh, mate.
Let's make it even worse. You've got to store them in your house as well for 1 year. Would you rather buy all used underwear or all used toothbrushes? I'd rather toothbrushes, obviously.
Probably, I don't know, I've got underwear because at least you can wash the underwear and it's clean. Toothbrush.
Nah, mate.
Because that fucking defeats the point of it.
Well, you've got to store them. You're not allowed to wash them, then store them. You have to store them as they are. I would have toothbrushes because they don't stink.
Yeah, but imagine. Think about who's
Someone with fucking gingivitis brushing their teeth, and then you've got it after, bro.
You have a crazy, yeah, man. Ugh.
Yeah, but that's like, imagine whose underwear you could be taking.
Yeah, I don't really know if I can answer that question. It's so.
There's a few good people.
I would rather have.
This is like a question that people was asking at the gym the other day, and it's fucked up. I walked in this conversation the other day in the gym, first thing in the morning as well it was, and it was one of my clients and a PT there talking, and they're like, yeah, Sammy, if your missus and your mum swapped brains, yeah,
I've had this one.
And the only way that you could switch them back round is to fuck one of them. Would you fuck your mum with your bird's brain or your bird with your mum's brain? And I'd be like, I would literally leave the situation and find a new girlfriend.
I would. I would fuck my missus with my mum's brain.
It's the same sort of question. If you're
that's fucked, bro. Because then your missus, your mum taking you.
Okay,
I would rather tell her. I'd rather like knock her out.
You can't knock her out. She's got to be awake.
Who said that? That's a new rule.
You can't knock her out.
It's the same sort of question. You're an inch in your mum. Your dad's an inch in you. Do you move forward or back?
I'd move back.
Would you?
See how quick I answered that. Yeah, I'd rather move back. Of course I would.
I don't know.
Of course you want your dad.
My uncle did it a couple of times when I was younger, but I'd rather me back. Are you telling me you'd rather me forward into your mum?
Bro, it's not good both ways, is it? Let's be honest. It's one of those fucked up questions.
It could be.
I literally just can't answer them questions. I'm like, I would just leave the situation.
Okay, this is a good one. See if I can say it right, and then we'll go on to some more I got. You have to have sex with two. What is it? You have to. Is he saying the same as me? Here, is he going to say it?
That's the one that I asked.
You got to have sex with two people, both equaling the age of 30. What ages would you pick to fuck? So if you do 215s,
it's got to be 215s.
No, mate, they're underage, bro.
Yeah, but one at the end of the day,
you're not going to do a 29 and a 1, are you?
Exactly. Like, at least it's just a happy medium, isn't it?
So I think someone can answer this really cleverly, really intelligently. They can answer this by saying, I'll have sex with a 29-year-old pregnant woman or a 30-year-old pregnant woman.
No, that don't work.
Does it not?
You're not shagging the baby, are you?
Oh, yeah, good point. Good point. So what would you pick? You didn't answer the question. If you had to have sex with two people equaling the age of 30 years of age, and you had to pick the ages of both, what ages would you pick?
I suppose 16 and 14.
I suppose 16 and 14.
But it's like one's legal, so less prison time. But at the same time, I don't have to shag anyone that's younger than 14. Because if I go hang on a minute, have you been to? If I go any higher than 16, I'm going to be going 13, 12. Like,
do you go into the?
I lost my virginity at 14. At least this girl's probably going to know what's coming. The minute you start going 12, obviously. 13, 11, no, like,
yeah, I suppose. But do you ever go to the gym when they do teen gym? Have you seen some of the 14-year-olds?
No.
Have you not? Yeah. I'm on you. I'm with you on that. 16 and 14.
16 and 14, I think is a good one. At the end of the day, it's the least amount of prison time. And at the same time, like if you're forced to do it, obviously, because now I just sound like a fucking creep. But if it was a gun to my head and I had to do it, it's the least amount of prison time without scarring someone too bad.
So someone's got a gun to your head, right? And the bit you end it with is, yeah, I'll go 16, 14, I suppose. You've got a gun to the head.
Yeah. 16, Yeah, it's 16 and 14.
If I have
Because
to.
at least the 14-year-old's got a lot less chance of being mentally scarred.
Yeah, I suppose that's a good one.
Than like some fucking oh yeah, I don't even want to say like 11.
Yeah, I think you could be picking the best one. Yeah. Right, next one. Run every time you stand up, or crawl every time you stand up.
Run every time you stand up.
So every time you stand up from a chair or sofa, you got to run everywhere, or you got to crawl everywhere.
Run.
Crawl. You imagine bringing back your tea on the tray or crawling just like that, just with one hand. But then if you're running everywhere, you go get a tea for your girlfriend, cup of tea. You got to sprint with a cup of tea.
I hate running. Just anything but running.
My knees are shafted though, man. I'm gonna have to wear knee guards, like gardening knee pads.
Just wear some knee pads. You'll be sweet.
I look like a skater, like a rollerblader. I look pretty good, to be fair. This good one. Favorite board game?
Oh, never really played. Atmosphere.
What's that about?
It was one that came out when I was a wee nip, and it used to come with a VHS tape. And you used to put the VHS tape in, this creepy man would come on and he'd be like telling you to do the next moves and shit.
Oh, cool. Joe?
Yeah.
I've got to go Monopoly, I reckon.
Monopoly. Would you class Twister as a board game?
No.
No.
Good game though, isn't it?
It's a good game.
Have you ever played it?
It's like the spinning bit's a board.
There you go.
It could be a board game.
I'd say
the spinning board.
Yeah, I'd say Twister's my favourite board game. Have you ever played Twister naked?
No, I've heard about Naked Twister, but I've never done it.
That's not one I've ever done.
Imagine if you're really close. You're in a group of people. You're getting drunk, and you've got a bit of a crush on one girl, and you're on that Twister board with that girl, and you're naked. You're loving life, but then Brian comes on to the Twister board, and he's now naked, doesn't shave his pubes, and you're so unfortunate, and you get like the green spot, and your left hand's on green spot, which means you're basically like gargling on his taint. That's the only problem with that game.
Or even worse, she is, and she likes it.
What, on Brian's taint?
Yeah.
Oh no,
that's even worse, because then he comes on and then she's like, I like Brian's unshaven scrotum.
Oh man, I've been watching a lot of Naked Attraction recently. You ever watch that?
One of the guys from our gym's on it all the time, man.
He's on it all the time.
Yeah, he's been on it like 3 times.
Wow.
He's like Mr. Gay UK, and he's done hours of shit.
Cool.
Yeah, he's a very confident guy.
Yeah, I just don't like seeing dick.
Yeah,
I'm not like a fan. Is that okay to say?
I do feel sorry as well. You know when you see him like comes out, and then some dudes, they just literally got like an acorn in a bird's nest, and you're
it's like that, isn't it? It's like that. Yeah, they come up there and let's see the bottom half, and their penis basically looks like that. It's such a shame.
You know when it's like, it literally reminds me of, did you ever used to like make like a mini egg bird's nest in school?
Yeah.
Out of like chocolate shredded wheat, and then put a mini egg in. It's just like a mini egg on the bird's nest.
I saw this one, I think it was last week. Honestly, this dude was so unfortunate. It was obvious how it was going to go from the start. Like, so on your very left, there was a dude who had some sort of like, I think it was like muscular dystrophy disease. He was in a wheelchair. He had
Naked Attraction.
Yeah, he had his like neck braced. Like 3 of the others were just normal dudes. Then there was a dude in the middle, black, covered in tats, schlong, bigger than the size of my head. And the last pick was between those 2.
Oh no!
How unfortunate would you be for that guy?
Oh man! Imagine if they picked the disabled guy.
I know. I mean, to be fair to her, she was quite fit as well.
Yeah.
You do get some good-looking girls on there, to be fair, sometimes.
I just think you're really not busy enough. I sometimes think is your life isn't really busy enough if you decide to go on a show like that. I feel you must be quite. I'm not saying people are desperate to go on shows like that, like Naked Attraction, but you must be pretty desperate in an unfortunate place relationship-wise to do that.
Yeah.
I got another question.
I don't feel like a lot of people do that though. I feel a lot of people that do it literally do it for publicity.
Oh yeah, probably.
You know, that guy down the gym, like sweet guy, like cool as fuck. And but he'll even admit it, like it's about getting your face out there.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. And it could be worth it for someone if they want to do that. Got to be hot or cold for the rest of your life.
Hot.
You'd rather be hot?
I fucking hate being cold, man. It's the worst thing about the UK.
I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't chill when I'm too hot.
Yeah, but I can't sleep when I'm cold either.
I can.
You got to pick the one, innit? It depends as well.
Okay, fine. Okay. I'll change the question. Be a little bit too hot or a little bit too cold, not just hot or cold. You know, when you're just a little bit too hot, or you can be just a little bit too, I can function through life being a little bit too cold.
Yeah, you stick layers on, you'd be sweet.
Yeah, I would rather that than be just a little bit too hot.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with a little bit too cold then. But if you was like piping hot or freezing cold, like fuck, I hate the cold. When I'm really cold, man, it's no worse. Yeah, when we first moved in here, we had no heating. We had like this little gas fire and shit. And it wasn't a gas fire, sorry. It was a proper fire. I had to chop my wood up and stick it in and fucking light it. And that couple of hours that you're chopping wood and throwing it in the fire and lighting it and then waiting for it to heat the house up, and you're just like some of the worst moments of life.
Yeah, man. Can you believe that that's all we relied on back in the day?
I know, innit? What pussies we all are now.
I know. Mental. Last question. This is quite interesting. It's quite a clever one. If you're a Microsoft Office program, which one would you be? I saw this and I thought of mine immediately.
I would be Photoshop or PaintShop Pro.
Is that Microsoft?
I don't know. I'm really not up on tech, bro. I've only just got
Photoshop is Microsoft.
Nah, it's Adobe, isn't it?
It is Adobe.
Sorry, boys. I know I'm a nerd.
What about PaintShop Pro? Is PaintShop?
Don't know, I've never heard of PaintShop. I've heard of Paint.
Well, yeah, it's probably Paint. It was called PaintShop back in our day.
I mean, I'm definitely not smart enough to be Excel.
You're not an Excel spread. You're not an Excel spreadsheet. I would be a PowerPoint presentation. That's what I would be. I'd be PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Because every slide is different. Because I'm a bit of a skit.
Someone came up to me the other day talking about you the other day.
Oh no!
I was like, that Matt Smart man. Why is he like not on the telly or something?
Oh, it was a good thing. Thank God for that.
I was like, I literally watched him and I felt like I was watching someone that should be presenting on telly. And I was like, I keep saying this to him all the time, man.
Okay, if I was to ask you, you've heard me say it before. I'd love. What are you eating, by the way?
Mince, rice, veg.
Dad, you can't beat that, mate. Bit of cheesy garlic bread.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I know, right? I've said it before. I've said it loads of times. I'd love to be able to do that. Let me ask you as a mate, how would I do it? How would you think?
I don't know. You'll probably got to look into
what.
How can I get on the telly? And don't say kill a child.
I think your way in was. I think you would be great if you jumped on a fucking reality TV show.
Oh, someone said that. Someone said go on the datey one on the island. What's it called?
No, I don't.
Love Island.
You're too intelligent for them people. It would just look weird. Because, like, you know, when you see someone really smart on a dumb person TV, they end up looking like the prick.
Yeah.
That'd be you. You'd be surrounded by idiots that didn't know the difference between like water and mud.
I would love to do something fitnessy and healthy stuff, but also make people laugh and have a bit of fun. Not be so like
even like something like a Big Brother or something. I don't know if that's still going. You'd be funny as fuck on that, and that would get you out there.
Imagine if I went on Big Brother and you could watch it. If you went on Big Brother, I'd watch it every night. Like, wait, there he is.
I always said if it come back on, I'd do it.
Oh yeah, that'd be so good. I was just thinking about.
You look at Ryland now.
Yeah,
he's on there. You know that geezer who was my ex-missus's like really close friend, Ryland.
Oh really?
His actual name's Ross.
Huh.
And he's like literally like he used to tell her every single day, I'm gonna be famous, I'm gonna be famous, like I'm gonna get on telly, I'm gonna do it. And he went on fucking Pop Idol or something, and then he went on Big Brother, and now look at him presenting everything on telly and everything.
Yeah,
It's funny. He fancied me.
Did he?
Yeah, when she was with him, she showed him a picture of me like that, and he was like, he ran away with her phone and was like, "Look how hot this guy is."
Look at that. Ryland fancies you. Is that your claim to fame?
It's pretty shit, really, isn't it?
No, mate. I'd be proud of that. I'd sleep at night. I'd sleep very well at night, knowing that. He probably thinks about you. He probably cashes in his £1 million check, thinking, I wish I was with that Sammy guy. I could have spent this money on him. Ryland could have been doing that for you.
Yeah.
Mate. Would you
Go on.
Would you want, let's say if your partner became famous, would you like that?
You don't get if they're happy. If they're happy, yeah.
Could you live that lifestyle in the limelight all the time on camera?
I don't feel like you have to though. It's a choice if you want to. Like just because she does, don't mean you have to. There's a lot of people that are celebrities and they have like a silent partner no one really knows about. And you might catch a picture of him and that, but I feel like the only people that end up becoming that extra celebrity like are the ones that want it, you know.
Yeah, I suppose. They probably go to bed at night going, you know that red carpet event tomorrow? Can I come this time?
Yeah. Can you buy me a really swanky outfit?
Yeah, can you buy it? And I'll suck you off. And they're like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't mind that. Yeah, I should get your massage man on. What's his name on here?
His name's Dan James Jones, but he's also I'll send you his IG.
Well, if you message him, say message Matt, he wants you on a podcast, and then I've got him then.
Yeah, I'll send you his IG anyway.
Yeah.
Because he's like the #1 sports therapist around this whole area. He does everyone. He like John has him like twice a week. He all the competitors that compete around here, they all use him. He's incredible.
Yeah.
Like I shit you not. I used him first just because the sports therapist I was using at the time got pregnant, and I'd heard good things about this guy, so we got him in. And fuck me, he's just out of hand, brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, but his other page is Essex Muscle Management. But when you look at how far he's come and how good he looks, like it's unreal.
It's always interesting to get people on board like that, especially someone who does similar things to me. And also, it's really interesting. I love it.
So he's gone from that,
which isn't bad at all.
It's not too bad, but now he looks like that.
Oh wow!
Impressive.
Yeah, really, really good. Bloody hell.
Yeah, he looks awesome, man. I do his posing. So.
Do you? I'll be coming to you, mate, in a little while, crocodile.
Anytime you want, brother.
Dun, da, da, da. It's quite cool, actually. Well, I don't really good. You better, because we don't really know anyone better, do we?
I'm taking a client to stage this year, so
cool.
I'll bring them over.
Nice.
Yeah, sweet man. I'm doing my young lad. I've got him posing as well.
Yeah,
he's gonna be my first stage guy, Natty. But he looks unreal, mate. He's so classic. I posted him today. I don't know if you saw the post.
No, I'll have a look in a minute.
Yeah.
It's quite cool when you're inside the gym and you're not necessarily, for me anyway, you're a posy guy. I'm not. I kind of know my bits. It's quite nice for people to come up to you, as in me, or even yourself, and go, I need some help with that. But you don't actually know much about it. And they still look at you as someone that can help. I worked through two people's posing today.
Yeah, no. Well, at the end of the day, man, you're not a bad poser. Like you pose well. It's just there's
tiny little tweaks. It's tiny little things that make a drastic difference. And one of the things is making you feel more comfortable while posing on stage, which allows you to open up more. I find
the #1 thing I think that people fuck up on posing is their footwork. They worry too much about what the upper body looks like and it's doing, and they do not think about foot placement, weight distribution, what to flex to get the best look from their quads or their hamstrings or their glutes.
Yeah, man.
and they let go of their legs too much as well. Like as soon as they've hit the upper body shot, the legs is not getting flexed.
Yeah.
That's another one thing that I mostly see is footwork.
Yeah,
Especially when you're hitting routines and that. Footwork is so important.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned that as I went through. Just practice. I would get my foot into position before my main body and torso got into position because I'd have enough balance to then continue to the next thing. It's almost like looking ahead when you're driving. You don't look at the first car right in front of you, do you? You kind of look down. Look, they're stopping. I'm just going to slow down a bit. It's having something ahead of time to then fall into that.
Also, as well, I find now a lot of guys, there's two things that I see constantly on the gram that kind of, I think, they're trying and they look really good to like the untrained eye, but two things that I see constantly happening is taking more time to transition than hitting the pose. They're so focused and fixated on getting that transition right. They spend a load of time hitting that transition. They're almost taking 2 or 3 seconds to go through a transition, and then they'll hit the pose for a second.
In fact, I'll post something on my stories in a minute. I'll tag you in it, just like from what we're talking now, and I'll show you a video. Like I quickly get into the pose and I'm holding the pose. I get a bit of a wiggle and I'm moving to get light, but I'll get into the pose pretty quick, but I'm holding it for ages.
Yeah.
The way the judges move you around on stage as well, it's a lot quicker than what you think.
See if I can find it.
Well, it depends what show, doesn't it? On my first show, they moved us around very slowly, and I actually found that myself, who does take quite a bit of time, not a lot, but I think I take enough time to get into the next pose. That I was almost hitting the pose longer than everyone else.
Yeah.
Some guys were milking the shit out of it, but then my second competition, fuck me, if you listen to it, it pissed me off because it's actually on my feed. I'm literally just getting into the pose and they're calling the next pose. I'm like, you haven't even looked at me. Fuck you, PCA.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it again, you fuckers.
That's terrible, isn't it?
It's so bad, man. Like one of my guys this weekend got shafted badly, and it just hurt. It's so. Because it was his first time, man. His first time men's physique. And they lied to him on the feedback form. It pissed me off. So they said to him, here's men's physique. We've done his posing. And then they said on the feedback form, you need more chest and delts. The two biggest things on this guy are his chest and delts. And then they said, you hit your front relaxed pose like a bodybuilder, not like a classic physique guy. So straight away, that's a knock on me. I'm like, I need to look at this. What have you done? Show me the video. He hit his front relax perfectly like a men's physique guy, and there was 4 guys either side of him that were hitting it like a proper bodybuilding front relax pose. And I was like, they've just made that shit up and thrown you a load of body. That's not even feedback. That's not proper feedback at all. Because it didn't translate. It didn't correspond with what I'd seen with my own eyes on stage.
Yeah. When I got my feedback from PCA, I did question it because it was like 3 days after the event, after my comp, and it was at like 8 o'clock at night. I messaged them, and I got the message back by like 9 o'clock that very night. 3 days later at night time, so almost 4 days on, they can't remember me on stage and what happened. No. They can't remember that at all. So I'm not going to say they copy and paste a lot of this stuff, but come on now.
I do feel like they make a lot of it up.
Yeah.
Think how many competitors they see a day and they've got to give every single one of them feedback. Oh, we'll just say it was his posing in the front. It's such a shame. It really is. But I felt for him because when you looked at the lineup, man, he was easy top 2 and he didn't even place.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Nah, man. Have you heard of the UK Up?
Yeah, UK UP.
They messaged me today on Instagram, asking me, not asking me, but just showing me some timetables on Instagram. That direct message me with like loads of timetables. Go, do you want to come and compete with us?
That would, to be fair.
Hi, Maurice.
Hi.
Hey.
Have you seen a program?
The missus said about it earlier that you'd be really trying to, not necessarily like force their shows on people, but they're really like pushing the advertisement of it.
They've commented on my posts and stuff.
Yeah.
Messaged me
Yeah, I think is that a bit too needy and a bit too like come our way messaging people? Do you think, or is it quite good to network and market their
I mean,
organisation? I think it's quite good.
Commented on me, so
bought a shit ton of treats back
because I can't eat it.
She's figured.
Oh, I've seen your progress, Maurice. £10 down, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You look great, mate.
How good does she look?
I would.
She's proper sexy, isn't she?
I can't say anything. I would.
Put people on the spot like that.
You can say you look sexy, aren't you?
He does it.
I would.
Goes,
Maurice, I would bend you over.
I'll be like training, and he'll go to one of our mates. She's got an amazing ass, isn't she? Even though they've got a girlfriend.
That's a great. No. This is no. This is really good because let's say if Sammy, it would make Sammy feel uncomfortable if someone didn't find you attractive. It'd be like, oh, am I looking at someone? They look great, mate.
That doesn't sound like something I'd like. Dairy milk. What is it?
It's got 6 different flavours in it.
Yes, that sounds a bit of me.
That's a bit of me.
It's Australian.
Quint Spice Twix.
Love that one.
They're good, mate.
I've not had them before.
No wonder your face is a moon.
I don't eat none of that sort of stuff. This is all from clean shit. She's just bringing me this because she's on prep now and she's suffering.
How weird is it? That's what I do when I'm on prep. I want to hear what everyone's having for their tea. I want them to go and eat a burger right next to me so I can watch them eat the burger, so I can sniff the burger, because that makes me feel like I can eat it.
Yeah.
Am I the only weirdo like that?
No.
I'm like that, but only when my head's in a good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maurice used to get her friend when she done her first prep. She would like go up to her mate and be like, can you put that bit with that bit and then eat that in one mouthful?
Yeah, that's what I used to do. Yeah. I'm like, tell us what we're having for tea. What do you have some garlic bread with that? Just send us over a picture later. Oh yeah, just do that for me, please. Just keep it. Just keep. Don't swallow it yet. Just keep chewing it. Yeah, I'll be all about that. I like a Red Bull. Have you tried like the darker blue, which is like calorie free or something?
No. Oh yeah, I have. It was horrible. I've got a question for you all.
Right then, we're gonna jump off after this because we all need to eat and go to bed.
Have you seen the new Batman film?
Yes, I have.
Not yet.
It's so good.
Was it Joker at the end?
Yeah.
It was Joker. I thought it was the half-faced man.
Pattinson, mate, he proved me wrong.
He did very well. Yeah, I like that.
He proved me wrong.
Yeah.
I talked shit about him as soon as he was cast.
Oh, you're nasty, you are. You don't give anyone a chance, do you?
No, but look, he proved me wrong, and I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. Do
you apologise to him?
I apologise right now.
Because he'll be watching this probably in a couple of days when he logs onto YouTube.
Yeah.
So when he hears you, he'll feel really good.
Yeah, so he should, because he's done a fucking incredible job. That was probably, I think, my favourite Batman film ever made.
Really?
Yeah, because one thing that they...
What about Batman Dark Knight with... Yeah.
The Dark Knight, it was good.
Because of the Joker.
I say good. That's such a cop-out. The Dark Knight was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It was an immense film. I felt like number 1 and 2, Begins and Dark Knight, were amazing. I thought like Dark Knight Rises was terrible.
Okay.
But the one aspect that they've never ever got right in a Batman film is the detective aspect. And also they've never ever made Gotham feel like Gotham. It's never ever felt like Gotham.
Why is it always dark at night, pissing down with rain?
Exactly. It's not even that. It's the architecture and the way it's lit and the mood, and like there's Gotham is a character in itself.
Yeah.
If you can't now, like Gotham is like when you go into those buildings and they're really high ceilings.
Yeah.
You know, with the big dark curtains
and the columns through each room.
Yes, and they never do that in any film. They never get Gotham right.
It's because it's because that's the Gothic, isn't it? That's why Gothic writing, Gothic font is long, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's why it's all like long shapes. It's all dark and wet and just eerie, isn't it? And it's, mate, I even found at certain parts of that movie, because we were quite far at the back, I was finding it hard to see stuff because it was so dark and like, I need to wear my glasses, man. It's good though.
But yeah, I thought it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot wait.
Good. Boys, we're going to leave it at that. We need to get food down us. As usual, very, very appreciate you coming on. It was good to chat.
Very much.
As
I
always.
was late.
Doesn't matter. We're going to do this on a weekly basis now.
Sweet.
Not like we have been, but we're away and things, but we're going to do this on a weekly. And I'm going to get a fourth guest in next time. And we're always going to have someone in with us moving forward, without a doubt.
Who have you got?
Hey, I've got a few people in mind, but they just couldn't make it. So what we need to do as a team, if you know someone that would fit quite well, and myself, we'll invite them in. And yeah, man.
You could get like Dan on or Maurice on, or
yeah.
I've got loads of mates in that. Dean's really cool. My mate Dean.
Yeah.
He's a nerd as well.
Yeah, man. Of course. We're gonna leave it now, but Emily, how's your how's prep?
Currently
Hungry.
weeks in. Yeah, the past week and a half has been proper feels, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
That face will come in though, innit?
How long you got left?
Honestly,
Joe, I've got a question.
I don't know at this point, because my coach, we're sort of going into it with no set date, so it's like when he thinks whenever, then we'll just push, basically.
Nice. Right, guys, I'm going to say good night. Are we all well apart from that?
Yeah, very well, mate.
Good. Right, everyone, thanks very much for listening, and we will see you. You will hear us in the next episode of When Nerds Do Fitness. Resident Nerds. Ta-ra.